Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel because this is already has been an established thing that I've been doing, and it's not just me speaking to my microphone anymore thinking maybe I will upload this, you know. So welcome. If you're new, then this is what it is. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm a bit confused because I'm just having my first coffee of the day. Excuse me. The sounds from outside are horrific right now. What the fuck is happening?
Mama maganja, mama maganja, mama maganja.
Okay, and as that started happening, my phone started twitching and doing stuff by its own and like moving like this and shit. I don't know what the fuck is happening, but good morning. It's morning for me. Today, I want to talk with you guys about identity. Say it with me. Identity. One of my best friends' favorite word is identity, and well, one of my favorite topics is identity. I would like you guys to, first of all, think about your favorite word in English. Write it down in the comments, okay? Your favorite word in English, but it has to be only one word. Mine is hot. Hot. Yes. Identity. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about how to have your own identity, why people feel like they can't, and what it takes. And also how to know yourself better and how to stand for your own ground when other people don't value your identity. So let's begin. Yesterday, what sparked this whole thing in me was that it's 111 right now. This is insane. But yes, oh my god, today I just had a realization that is not related to everything that's going on here. It's just something happened yesterday and I just realized. I was like, but okay. Because yesterday was the 23rd of the 2nd, 2023. So it's like 2323. Oh, yes. And something happened, so it makes sense to me, but okay. Let's begin with what sparked the whole thing, the whole idea in me. You know, I made a bit of a Instagram video chat, not video chat, how do you say that? I ranted basically on my close friends on Instagram because it was like 3 in the morning and like I knew that the deep people in my close friends would actually understand what I'm saying and won't think I'm crying for being bullied. You probably are saying, well, what's the connection? And I'm gonna tell you, well, there is no connect. Well, if you listen to what I have to say, it will sound a bit like that. Okay? Let me explain. Let me elaborate because this is very messy for now. So, yesterday, sorry, I went with my girls, right? And we went out, and as we were out, we saw like a group of girls, right? Standing next to each other. And they looked completely the same. I'm not talking about facial features and anything like that. No. They were different. One was tall, one was short, one was like skinny, one was like, I don't know, people, you know. But they were wearing the exact same thing. Exact same thing, to the shoes, to the hair. The hair even looked exactly the same. And you know, one of my friends were just like, oh my god, they look the same. And I was like, oh my god, damn, that's so sad. Because the way they looked is the kind of like normal way of looking in my city, you know? It's kind of like the normal, the most accepted, the most popular, I guess. I don't know if it's even popular. Like, people hate when people look like this, other than the people who do look like this. Because they know no one wants to be this way. People look like this only because they don't feel comfortable looking the way they want, or they feel like they have to be to dedicate into fashion trends and like go by the newest trend and like the most popular thing and the popular style. And well, the popular style in our world, I guess, in our city, I'm going to blow my nose and I'll be back. Not in that way, because I'm very, I'm very nasally. I should have just not said anything and just paused it and went back. But this is so funny. Okay, well, I'm back. So, the way they looked, not that it has a meaning, but just for you to understand, they all looked straight hair, but it wasn't straight. Like, their hair is not straight. There is a huge trend here in Israel that people straighten, like permanently straighten their hair. Because, you know, here in Israel, it's kind of like the Middle East, but it's also Europe, Asia. Weather is not understandable, and, you know, because we're so many kinds of people and hair types and skin types, you know, so like people often like feel like they have to be a certain way just because we're all so different. People are trying to find kind of like the middle ground and like make it the standard fashion thing. Okay, I'm giving you background for what my actual topic is. This is the blowing nose I was talking about, not the kind you were thinking. And I can't blame you because of all of the previous videos I've ever posted on this channel, but I can swear to God that is the only blowing I do. Because I'm also single. Okay, I need to continue. Basically, everybody is here in Israel have wavy hair, curly hair, straight hair, everything, okay? We have everything. But for some reason, especially the people with curly hair, are super obsessed with the trend that is like countrywide, okay? That is permanently straightening your hair. And now, this does a lot of damage to your hair, but people do that because that's what they do. And they never cut it. They never style it. They just have the whole hair and they straighten it and they feel like that's it. So it always is a block. I'm not saying it doesn't look good. Sometimes it does look good. It's not that it doesn't look good that's the problem. The problem is that people do it instead of taking care of their own hair and doing what they would like to do with their hair, you know, like dyeing it, whatever, cutting it, whatever. Just because this is the norm, that's what girls feel like they have to do. They have to permanently straighten their hair in order to be popular and be perceived as pretty and be perceived in general and somebody to notice you in general. Like, if you don't look like this, it's not about even the boys that are not going to pay attention to you, but it's about the girls who are not going to include you in anything because you're too out there. You're too different, you know what I mean? Even if you don't look different than society in any way, but just like you look so different than their own trend and their own, you know, line of thought and of appearance, then they will erase you. You have an opinion? Well, fuck that opinion. Actually, you have an opinion? What? How can you have an opinion? How dare you have an opinion? That's more like it. So we're kind of like stepping with baby steps into my topic, but yes. So they had that permanent hair, That's yes, um, with permanent straightening, and then they were all wearing a T-shirt of some sort, a jacket, like a coat that's like a puffy coat, jeans that are wide and get a bit wider in the bottom, and Air Force, Nike Air Force. Same article of clothing for each one of them. Same article of clothing for each one of them. I'm gonna say it again. Ah! And it was so like unreal to me. And as we were passing by them, like my friend said, yo, they fucking look the same. And I was like, yes, how sad is that? Like, not even in a jokey way. Like, how sad is that? I bet they don't feel like they are expressing themselves in any way. Like, it's so sad that they think looking the same thing is gonna, in a certain way, looking in a certain way is gonna get the attention of the boys, or it's gonna get them popular, or it's the mainstream thing to do. It's the only way, it's the popular thing, it's the only way, it's the only way to be normal. Like, what it has me thinking about, right? What it has me thinking about is like, where is your personality? Where is it? It's not to judge you in any way. It's to tell you, look for your personality. Because you have one. Everybody has one. We all exist with a personality in the default. Whether you would like to admit that or not. The one that you made for yourself, that you don't feel comfortable in, is not your personality. Because you made that personality for yourself. It's not your own, but it's somebody else's that you took, and you were like, okay, this person is smart. Well, I feel like this person is popular. They look good. I'm just gonna mimic all of the things that they're doing, and I'm gonna be popular and pretty and smart. And I don't know what is the line of thought, but I feel like when somebody, well, my friend, the same friend that said, yo, they look the same, she also said that she has a girl, actually not that friend, another friend said that, but it doesn't really matter. But she said that a girl that's with her in the army is really like that, and after every conversation that she has with a different person, she kind of like mimics their own personality. So like, each time she speaks with someone, she gets different. Because she takes something from them, something from this one, something from that one, to make her personality. But she's making her personality rather than finding it. You know what I mean? Like, because your personality is already inside of you. The fact that you don't want to embrace your personality and you want to make yourself a new one doesn't mean that this one isn't the good one for you and isn't there. You cannot ignore it. You cannot, try to be somebody else, because you have this for a reason. You have a personality for a reason. You have your own body. You look different for a reason, right? So you have your own identity for a reason. Because if we didn't have our own identities, right? If we didn't have our egos, let's say that, okay? And kind of like a spiritual sense, because, well, the ego is our physical identity. Not only physical, but it is kind of like our identity, So it's there. It will always be there. It's your job, basically. It's your job to embrace it and fit your personality to you. You can take your personality and fold it and mold it into something that is exactly you. Because we do have some bad habits here and there. We do have like things we're not happy about with ourselves and all of that, like that. Yes, you can definitely do that. That is also good, and you should do that. But what you should not do is, we didn't even get to the topic yet, but what you should not do is take another person's personality, say, oh well, by what I'm seeing, this person is successful, is popular, is smart, they have people around them, so I'm just gonna be like this dude, and I'm going to be popular and pretty and have people around me, and I don't know, you know what I mean? But that is not the case, because once you do that, though you don't know, but this person, what he does is just be himself, and the way he does that might be, expressing himself in a certain way, but it doesn't mean that because he is doing it and for him it's being himself, for you it will be the same thing. Because again, you are not the same person. You don't have the same identity and the same personality. Now, the big thing I want to talk about here is how people get bullied and shut down for being different. Being even violently shut down for being different. This is my coffee today, by the way, if you didn't notice. I am a huge coffee enthusiast, I would say. I have a fucking coffee machine, barista machine at home. I was a barista. I am a barista. Well, I don't work as a barista, but I just am one. You can't undo that. So, yes. This is with no almond milk, only regular milk, because I just felt that I could not lose the foam. I just love the foam that regular milk creates, and it's like so gentle on my tongue and in my mouth, and it's amazing. But almond milk is better taste-wise and health-wise, so yeah. Anyway, when you are different, you can take that from me. I'm an Aquarius. I will show this tattoo every video. You better get used to it. But as an Aquarius, if you're an Aquarius, you will probably understand, because every Aquarius had this, that it's from this generation, had this happen to them. That they were, as a kid, isolated from their family members, people around them. Like, they've been socially isolated. People have been pushing them to the side, not including them in anything. Why? Because we are innovators. We are supposed to be so different from the rest of the zodiac. We are supposed to be like that. But some people don't like that about us. So they wanna fucking isolate us. They wanna bully us. I've been extremely bullied. I've been alone my whole early life. And honestly, it didn't really bother me as much as it should have, in my opinion. Like, as a kid, you don't really understand what's going on around you, even though you do comprehend everything. But I always knew that I would rather wear what I want, look the way I want, listen to the type of music that I want to listen to, watch the type of horror movies that I like, okay? Not this whole romantic ass bullshit. And I saw people were not having it. People were joking about me physically bullying me, mentally bullying me, my surroundings, like emotionally bullying me, having like how do you say it when like somebody, like the whole class doesn't speak to you at all. We have a word in Hebrew, but I just can't find the one in English. But this, for what? 5 years? 6 years? 5 years that I've had this on me. You know what I mean? It's like because people are too different, the norm is kind of starting to shake, you know? Why I chose an Aquarius as an example, like I said, because this generation of Aquarians, the mission kind of like that they had was to stand out. And well, in this day and age, standing out was really frowned upon. It was really frowned upon, and well, if it's not enough for you to comprehend, I will explain to you even more into detail, okay? Why we Aquarians had to build our identity, and why I find it super important to tell you this right now after all that I've been through and all of the shaping that I did to my identity. I can help you with your identity and finding your own identity, and stop just going blindly around other people's personality and other people's identity and just like hoping to find yourself that way. I'm here to show you how to look inside and find yourself that way. That's why I'm giving you a lot of background story and a lot of all of that, you know, just because I want to make it as precise as possible and as helpful for you as possible as well. Okay? So, as an example, right? As a kid, I always looked like this. I'm not talking about even the ghost stuff, but also I've always looked like this. I don't know, I was always darkly inclined. That's it. And well, not only that, but I'm Ukrainian. Hello. And the school that I went to was a Mizrahi school only, which meant I was the only Ashkenazi there, including teachers, including the principal, including like soldier teachers. I don't know what the fuck was going on there back then, but like, if you don't know the difference between Ashkenazi and Mizrahi, you can Google that up right now. Google that right now. That's not my topic, so you open another tab, do it. But yeah, so I was bullied from my teachers, by my principal, even by my classmates, because I was the only Ashkenazi girl there. I was the only Ukrainian person they've ever heard of, okay? And it's like, imagine, it's like, we are all the same, and here all of a sudden you are this white ass thing. So like, and I was like a quiet, shy, well-mannered girl, and they fucking hated that. So they would mentally abuse me, physically abuse me all the time. And that's how I realized, and it doesn't matter if I wore what they did, I just looked, my skin looked so different, the way I look was so different, the way my voice is super different than theirs. So it didn't, and also, my tooth is broken. Didn't matter if I wore, and I tried, if I wore what they wanted me to, and it was primary school. Like, all of this happened in primary school. Kids are horrible, but yes. Like, the parents are any better, but, you know. So, even if I tried to wear the same thing as them, and have the same phone as them even, which, this is crazy, yeah, but I had a flip phone. in primary school. But they didn't. They had a touch phone, and I was like, yo, I don't even want that. What would I do with that? I like the flip phone. I can put stickers on it and shit with glitters. And they were like, I think one time they threw my phone away. Wow, what the fuck, bro? And it was like, oh, you're poor, you don't have a touch phone, blah 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 blah. And I was like, okay, and okay, and so it doesn't even matter what I did. I never fit in, even though I wore colors and I tried looking like the people that were with me, and I tried doing kind of like the same things as they did, listening to the same music as they did, but it never worked. It never worked because I did not feel happy doing those things. And even when I was doing those things, they would still feel how different I am. Maybe they would even feel more how different I am because I'm doing the exact same things as they do, but I still stand out. You know what I mean? So I was definitely trying to erase my identity at some point in my primary school. All of this happened with my parents knowing, but not giving a fuck of what is happening to me in school. Just for context. So it really means that, to me, that my parents also thought that I'm too different for people to like me. That I was too different and too special or unique, I guess. Not special. They didn't think in a positive way about that, I can assume. But different. And they were like, well, you can't expect them to like you, you know? Because, well, you're just so different. You're polite, you're quiet. I was blonde. You're blonde? Like, you look so different. Your vibe is so different. I can see why they don't like you. That's kind of like what my parents thought about that. So, like, what I am trying to get at is that I was not happy trying to mimic being somebody else, right? And it didn't even work. So what we're getting from that is that you should do what makes you happy, even if it means that other people are not gonna like it. When I started when I moved to junior high, I started fresh, like primary school never was a thing, it was never a thing, and I allowed myself to become them, like the people who were bullying me that I was trying to be like, but it never was it because they saw how different I was. I kind of realized this was the standard of being of people in like, especially the places that I went to, because also my junior high was not very Ashkenazi friendly, not very identity friendly, like it was a religious school. So like, you expressing yourself? What? Yeah. So I felt like I can just, be the basic thing, wear a school shirt, wear a plain skirt, and a fancy coat, whatever is in the fashion at the same time. This didn't last more than 3 months. It didn't. I couldn't. I really couldn't, because I felt like I was fucking denying myself. I was like, ooh, what am I gonna wear today? And I would wear something super basic and super boring, and I would be like, this doesn't look right. But I would keep going to school with it, because I was like, no, this time I will have friends, I will be popular, I will, rule the school, basically. Because I had so much trauma from primary school that I was like, no, 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 this is not happening again. Because if kids in primary school are evil, imagine kids in high school. So I was like, no, 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 no. I'm building myself like a safety thing, which didn't help. Help? I sounded so country for a moment. I'm sorry, my nose is really nasally. Help. But it did not help me in any way. Because again, my culture was just so different than the people that were with me that I just couldn't, and I even tried to match the culture, but I just couldn't because it didn't match my values. They were gossiping and they were saying shit behind each other's backs, and they were talking and like they were swearing at each other, but like in a joking way, but like not in a joking way, like saying, "Oh, you fucking dumbass! Oh, you fucking ugly bitch!" Like ew, who does that? Like, you know. So I, at some point, I realized, okay, I cannot just steal someone's identity that I know they're popular and I know that they are established and nobody's gonna do anything to them. I can't do that because it doesn't align with my morals. It's this bad, you know what I mean? So like, my solution was to just start being myself. And that's what I did. And thank God that I had an Aquarius best friend in junior high, because then I could, you know, not be the only one, you know, that is excluded. She was a bit more excluded than me, and that's why I really liked her, because she didn't give a shit about making funny faces. She didn't give a shit about how her body looked. Like, not in a sense that she didn't care. She did. Like, everybody in that age cares about how they look, about how they are perceived, but she was not letting it stop her movements. And this is what I really appreciated about her, because we would just do the funnest shit, the weirdest shit. We would go to the playground next to the school after school hours and just fucking do stunts on shit, and it was amazing because she was also super excluded, and she saw me that's a person that is like does art. She did art too. Who the fuck does art? Oh, you're drawing? Oh, what are you drawing? You know, stuff like that. This is the type, we had those types of people around us, right? And she did art, I did art. She liked 21 Pilots, I liked 21 Pilots. She liked K-pop, I liked K-pop, you know. We were so out of it for everybody else, but when we found each other, we were like, oh my god, I can actually be myself now. So like, because it's a person who doesn't really, a person who has their own identity doesn't really want you to do something, want you to say something, because they don't give a shit. Because they're not judging you for everything that you do, and they're not like picking up things and like looking for where to like smash you. No. I mean, if you want to smash me in that way, then like, sure, because she doesn't know that. If you watch this, now you do know that. But I know. Let's continue. I mean, I do art, you do art, I like K-pop, you like K-pop, I like women, you probably like women too, I'm sorry. But, yes. So, basically, a person who is a copy-paste of each other, you see a group of copy-pastes, okay? You're not going to go up to them and have a meaningful conversation and have them be completely honest with you. Why? Because they're not completely honest with themselves. They cannot have a conversation with you where they actually appreciate you and actually value what you say, because they don't value their own thoughts and feelings. So not only you can't be around those types of people, you can't be that type of person because you don't value your feelings, you don't value your opinions, your emotions. You don't. Why not? It's yours. You have them for a reason. You feel like somebody else just because they have more confidence, or just because they say confusing stuff that make you kind of like look stupid and be like, oh, wait, let me think about this. You know? Just because this is happening doesn't mean that you have to suit yourself for those people. You can be a person that people suit themselves to. I'm not saying that this is the way, but I'm saying, like, it's not one-sided, and you are not impaired, and you can become the version of yourself that nobody judges and nobody has anything to say about. Why? How? Kiss him. Tell me how. You've been babbling this whole video, telling me your backstory, telling me so many things about copy-paste culture, right? Tell me, how do I actually find my own personality, my own identity? How do I actually do that? Well, you got me. I'm here to help you with that. So, basically, you know, okay? You know what you like, what you dislike, what you want, what you don't want. And you know the people who respect that and who don't respect that. And you might know that in a subconscious level, and you would not like to admit those things and say, oh, well, she's a friend of mine, but like, I know she is jealous of me, and that's why I don't wear revealing stuff, because she always has something to say. You know that in the back of your mind, but you're like, no, she's a friend of mine. She says it's jokes. She says that as a joke. You can tell that to yourself, but you know it's not. And you know every joke has a truth in it, right? And if you don't believe that when I say that, then think about yourself. When you tell someone as a joke, what, are you stupid? You mean that. Come on, you mean it. On a low-key level, but you do. And you want it to come off as low-key. It's premeditated. What I have to say is, make a list of all of the things that you know you like and other people won't approve of. Make a list. You probably have a list. If you're watching this video and you need this wake-up call, then you probably have a list, okay? Of just imagine, think about things that you would want to do. Maybe it's even do a piercing, you know? Get a piercing. Who does fucking know, you know? But it could be something so small that you know somebody would not approve of. Doesn't matter if it's an authority figure, your mother, your father, your friends, a person in school, your crush, I don't know. But somebody would not like it. Write a list of things like that. And then ask yourself, why do I want that thing? And write the answer on a different page, under the same thing that you listed. I don't know. But write the answer, the reason of why you want this thing. Let's say the revealing top that I was talking about, that the imaginary friend that you have is jealous of because you have a great body, and she is jealous of seeing you that way, and she's always telling you, oh, this doesn't flatter you, oh, you look like a hoe, or shit like that. I don't know. I don't know, because I don't surround myself with people like that. I would also recommend you not surround yourself with people like that, but we're gonna get there. Don't worry. It's levels, man. It's wavelengths. So, basically, ask yourself, why do I want to wear this shirt? This revealing top. Imaginary revealing top that I'm talking about. Well, maybe it's because I like it on myself. I like seeing the way it sits on my body. I like seeing the way it is revealing. I like this shirt. Not because it's revealing, not because it's anything, just because I like the shirt. It could be anything. But you have your own reason. And you don't let me tell you what your reason is what I'm saying. Is like, you have your own reason. That's the whole point of this video, is that you find your own meaning and your own reason. And now, I will advocate for finding your music taste first, and then your fashion taste. If you like books, if you read books, then find your book taste, or like your reading taste, okay? But if you don't read books because you're afraid of what other people would say about it or would judge you, then start reading books today. Slay, girl. Yes. So, I would suggest with starting to build up your music taste. I would say listen to every genre that you've never listened to. You've never listened to metal music? Listen to metal music. You've never listened to jazz? Listen to jazz. You've never listened to like hip hop, Jack Harlow type stuff? Start doing that. This is how you find out what sounds you like, what sounds you don't like. And sound is energy, and it connects to what energy you welcome and what energy you don't welcome. And in a subconscious way, your mind will start making the change by its own as you start building a new playlist full of like so many things that are aligned with your energy frequency. You know what I mean? I got spiritual very quickly. I forget that like sometimes I start my videos as like very logical and like very, I don't know. Yeah, logical. I don't know. Random people could like stop by and be like, "Oh, this sounds cool and helpful and self-help." And through the end of the video, there's that like, "What is this spiritual ass bullshit? What the fuck is she talking about?" But yes, this is exactly it. This is the spiritual bullshit that I'm talking about. If you don't like that, then I'm sorry, but this is the channel. And well, I feel like if you stayed this far, you probably don't mind that much. So basically, go on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you have, I don't know anymore these days, and start like, go to genres, right? You have like a set of genres, and just look for ones you will never listen to. Maybe it's Goa trance music, maybe it's EBM, maybe it's R&B, maybe it's like fucking Japanese techno, maybe it's gypsy music, like maybe it's classical violin music that you like, you know, but you've never listened to it like that, so you don't know. And in that in mind, make a playlist, right, of everything that you found on this adventure that you like the sound of. And make a playlist of that. It doesn't have to be your playlist or the playlist that you listen to, but make a playlist like that. Okay? And also add to this playlist songs that you like, but you know that if you put them on, like put the song on next to other people, somebody would not approve of it. Put all of those songs with those characteristics in that playlist as well. And on your free time, instead of listening to any other playlist, listen to this one. As you're doing shit, as you're walking, as you're in the gym, if you go to the gym, I don't know, I don't, I do yoga by my balcony, I don't need to go to the gym. And it's not that going to the gym is bad, it's just not for me because I don't like doing my sports with a bunch of strangers around me. I want it to be a devotional moment. So yeah. And well, yes. And once you've done with that, okay, you listen to the playlist, you allow yourself, right, to get rid of those thoughts of guilt, of shame, of like, oh my god, nobody I know listens to this. Nobody I know likes this. It's okay. It's okay. Nobody you know likes that. But so many people that you don't know yet do. And once you allow yourself to feel that you like that, because you know you do your whole life, you know, right? But you don't allow yourself to feel that you do. So once you do allow yourself to feel that you like that thing, you're going to attract people who do like that thing as well. And that's how you're going to get rid of those judgmental people who stay stuck in this copy-paste culture. Okay? And sometimes we want to help, like I am doing right now. We want to help people who are stuck in this copy-paste culture, but sometimes it just won't reach. It won't reach with words. You have to do it with actions. I started kind of like speaking about my junior high experience, and well, my junior high experience was that, like, at the beginning, you know, the first 3 months, I was a very, like, popular kid, looking exactly like everybody else, doing the exact same thing that everybody else is doing, using Musically. And then I was like, yo, this is not for me. I'm emo, like, this is not for me. And at 14, I was like, not even at 14, I was 13 when I started junior high, right? This is the age that you start junior high. And at the summer vacation between like 11th, is it 8th grade? Yes, between 8th grade, no, 7th grade and 8th grade. Yes, between 7th grade and 8th grade, the summer vacation in between was me figuring out that I actually not only like women, being in a religious environment my whole life, but I also figured out that I like goth stuff, and I am goth. And actually, that time I was like, yo, I'm goth. I don't know what this word is, but I heard it from my heart. Like, I'm not kidding, I'm not joking. I had no fucking introduction to goth subculture whatsoever, right? I had no idea what that word meant. I just remember myself being in primary school, right? Looking up goth girls on Pinterest, or like on fucking Tumblr, yeah, fucking emo girls and shit like that. And I didn't think at the time it was because I'm attracted to emo girls. No, I thought it was I want to become that, and I was wrong and right at the same time. But yes, so basically, at some point when I started to hang out with this friend that was also an Aquarius, and it was super fun, it was, made me drop my guard down. I didn't even look into the direction of the other people that I was with before. Like that I was so concentrated on impressing before and making myself feel safe around them. Like, I didn't give a shit anymore. Like, I didn't even, it's not that I didn't say hi, like I said hi, but like, that's it. I was nice, yes, but I was also like super shy, and if there is no reason for us to discuss anything, then I will not approach you. And I've learned that because I just realized I didn't need everything else that was happening around me. I only needed her as my friend, as a person who would allow me to drop my guard down and be myself and express my identity. when I came back after this summer vacation, I came back a metalhead. I don't know how this makes sense because the feelings that I have felt are very mixed. I was like, immediately, I'm goth. I know I'm goth. The word goth, I would say I'm goth. I didn't look goth at all, but I would say I'm goth. And I would say also, because I did my research, I would be like, yo, goth is not about the look, it's about the subculture, it's about the music, the architecture, the literature, man. What is wrong with you, man? And yeah, and I would, one of the biggest goth awakenings was reading the book Anno Dracula that I've discussed about in a previous video, but I came back to school after I had that realization in the summer, and in the summer I was like experimenting with music because I've grew up in a very musical house, in a sense of like a lot of genres, a lot of love for music and sounds. Okay, so I looked up emo music, right? And I don't know how I came into metal. And metal was my big thing when I was 14. I was a metalhead. So, like, I was the most metalhead you can ever imagine, when I was 14. 14 to 15, metal was very strong for me. Not also very strong, but at the time was like, yo, I love metal, I listen to metal, and I would go with like studded kind of like this leather jacket, and I had like my bright hair and everything, and I didn't have a piercing at the time, and I didn't have anything, but I had like a small collar with a skull on it, and I would go with a beanie everywhere and flannel underneath the leather jacket. And this is how I looked every day. And I had those gloves, a different flannel each day. Like red, blue, white. Like, I'm not even joking. And I would wear those gloves that are like not covering your whole fingers because I thought it was cool. But yeah, nobody around me looked that way. And guess what? That same year, leather jackets for women started become a trend, started being elegant and respectable. All of a sudden became a fashion trend. So I was being myself, but I was also, without even knowing, going by the fashion trend and making people ask me, yo, where the hell is that jacket from? That looks so cool, and this and that, and I want to buy one for myself because it's the trend now. You know what I mean? Like, people, yeah, were asking me a lot of questions. Were like asking me, oh, are you a freak? Are you a freak? And I would be like, yeah. And they would be like, okay. Because I was just so confident in what I had going on that nobody could say anything. Like, do you think you see somebody looking like that and you would tell them, oh, but this is not how we look, so you better take that off? You think they will take that off? No, they already went this far from buying 500 pairs of flannels and doing all that shit, okay? So they probably won't just leave all of that behind. Okay? So I did not have any other friends than her, and honestly at some point she did hide her identity to become popular, and that's where she is right now. That's where she is right now, and that's where I am right now. That's why I give that as an example, but I didn't know that this is why. My brain is just super smart without me noticing. But yes, she is the one that got me out of my shell, but when I got out of my shell, she went back to hers. Because in some way, I was because I was different in a way, in an eye-catching way, and she was affected by people talking, by gossip, by shit like that, and she is a very like empathic person, then she felt like, because she doesn't want to be with the eye-catching person, right, that everybody is like speaking about and talking about, which I didn't even know. Apparently I was a big story in school, but I didn't even know, because I was living in my own world of, oh, this is me, I look normal, I feel normal, I don't know, like, I feel like it's very normal just going around with huge pentagram earrings in a religious school, like, I don't know, nobody's gonna notice. That's what I thought, but apparently they did notice. But it never stopped me, but it did stop her from keeping on being herself with me, because then she was, I don't know, maybe she was afraid of becoming too much like me, in a sense of like too different than the other people. So from a place of fear, she went back into being like all the rest of the people, and she would tell me, I'm not happy that way, but I don't have a choice. Like, this is my environment. Like, I don't have a choice. This is only the people that are around me, so I guess I just better become like that as well. And I would always tell her, no, you do have people like you around you. You just don't see them. Like, I'm here. Mutual friends that we had, and we kind of like met in an art youth group, were also there. And she's a very smart person, and the people that she's with are not smart at all. It's not in a demeaning way, but in a way of like, she doesn't get mental stimulation. She's not happy and fulfilled. Is she popular? And is she invited for all the big parties and all this shit? Yes. But she's not happy, because she cannot be herself at those parties, at those events, with those people. She can't. And that's why I am telling you that you should not care about what other people say, think, or, I don't know, feel towards you. As long as it's like your own thing that you do, and it doesn't hurt anybody, right? And it's good for you, and it doesn't hurt you either. And it's not provocative in the sense of like, you don't go on outside holding a swastika, right? And you don't go outside holding a sign that says death to all black people. No, you're not doing that, right? So like, why would people care and think that what you're doing is bad and awful, and like, oh, how dare you express yourself? No, if this is the way you do express yourself, then yes, that something is bad and horrible, and you should actually like seek therapy or something. But if you just want to fucking listen to a certain type of music, gosh, even speak more. Can some people can say, oh my god, stop fucking talking so much, you know? You're fucking killing me. Stop talking. I don't want to get into that right now. Like, people, when they talk about philosophical things and like wonder, you know? Some people don't accept those things, and they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Can you shut the fuck up, please? It sounds exaggerated, but it's real. I'm telling you this from a real experience I've had, and it's like, it demotivates you to speak your mind, to speak in general. So if you feel that way with your environment, I would definitely recommend you stop being in that environment and finding a new environment, or finding yourself what you like, and then your environment finds you. You know what I mean? So yeah, if you could have taken anything from this video, I would definitely hope that it is you building your own identity and your own opinions and your own life and your own personality. I had a grand time speaking with you about this subject and about this topic, and I really hope that it did help at least one person here that is watching this to listen to their own personality and to their own heart, and to actually listen to themselves, like to their own subconscious, to their own heart that is fucking screaming at you, yelling at you, notice me, while you're noticing everybody else's thoughts and feelings, and valuing all of them instead of valuing your own. So I really hope that you can take all of the good things from this video and implement them to your life. And once you do that, please update me. I want to know, like, the progress that you've made. And just so you know that I'm proud of you for sticking through this whole video, because that means you really do want to help yourself. You really do want to get out of this loop. You really do want to build yourself up. So I'm super proud of you for listening to this whole thing, for actually listening and not just hearing it, because I know that if you stayed this long, you did listen. And I know this probably means a lot to you as well, and you have probably things to lose at stake, but I want you to know that it doesn't matter what you lose, something much better is going to replace it in the future. Not in the distant future, right here in the near future, okay? Don't be scared of being alone if it's people that you're going to be losing, because if those people don't want to be around you because you are who you are, then, well, why would you want to be around them? Validation? Maybe. But you can have that validation from people who do want to be around you, so you're just better off without them. You know what I mean? Well, I'm happy we had this TED Talk, and I'm happy we had this conversation. And then you can join me for the first coffee of my day that I barely drank of. And I'm going to work now. Not now, but in like an hour and a half. So, yes. Thank you so much. I really love you. I actually do love you. I'm not just saying it, because if you are watching this channel, you're enabling this. You're enabling this. So thank you. And I really appreciate it. And I really hope until next week, when I upload a podcast episode, you will find what is good or bad for you, what is for you, not for you, and what is your identity. And it doesn't have a timestamp on it, because, you know, your identity can always grow and change and evolve, and that it doesn't have to stay the same thing always. You know, once I used to love coding. I would code. I wanted to be a game developer, but it's not me anymore. Yes, do I still love coding? Yes. I haven't done it since I was 16 though, so like, and I'm 19 now. So like, doesn't mean that it's not doesn't mean that it wasn't a part of my personality, but it's not a part of my personality anymore. And it's okay, because I let it be a part of my personality in the past, but right now, something is exchanging it. And I'm an artist, music, whatever thing, podcasting, I don't know, spiritual guru. I didn't used to be a spiritual guru, you know, but this is how my personality evolved. So don't be scared of evolving your personality too. Once you've found what your personality is, don't worry about, again, molding it and folding it into something that makes you the happiest. Makes you the happiest. You should be happy just by existing with yourself in your room. Be like, yo, I'm sitting with the person I know best. We're best friends, we're so close, and is such an amazing person, my favorite person. And this is just you sitting with yourself in your room. So, good luck. I wish you an actually a lot of luck, and I know you're capable, and I love you. Goodbye. Have a great day.